Question for you. How much did you pay for your prescriptions the last time you got a refill? Did you notice an increase?
Prices for many drugs, including generics, increased exponentially over the past few years. We're not talking about a bit here and there, but up to 12,000 times what they were.
12 News investigator Brandy Smith digging deeper tonight into the true cost of these rising prices.
This is a conversation that really got started this summer when we learned that EpiPen prices went from $94 a pair in 2007 up to $600 now. That got us thinking, had any other prescription drugs experienced a similar price hike? And the answer is a resounding yes.
That's very important to be able to come in and feel confident.
For Tiffany Underwood's daughter Taylor, that confidence came with a price, a steep one.
We were actually spending well over $350 a month just for medication. That was for generic.
$350 for this generic drug used to treat acne. But another popular acne medication, the antibiotic tetracycline, went from 7 cents a pill in 2012 up to $8.54 a pill now. That's a more than 12,000% increase. Doxycycline Hyclate's another one, up nearly 1,700% from 6 cents a pill to $1. But acne meds are far from the only type of prescription to see this surge in price. Niacin, used to treat high blood pressure, is 4,100 times more expensive now than in 2012. And cancer drug methotrexate shot up 283%.
Generics have shot up hundreds of times their original price, so that a person taking a drug that cost 6 to 8 cents a pill, it's now $8 to $10 a pill.
Beaumont dermatologist Sharon Marchand sees the effect of the price hike from both the doctor and patient perspectives.
You've gone through the exam, you've discussed treatment options with patients, and then you tell them, what I'm going to do is I'm going to prescribe for you what I'd like to have were I afflicted with this process, and then when you call me to tell me it's $1,800, we'll come up with Plan B.
Patients aren't the only ones getting hit with sticker shock. Insurance companies sometimes send prescriptions back to the doctor in what's called a prior auth,
where you basically have to prove yourself as a physician and you have to talk the insurance company into believing that the decision you made was what the patient needed.
They want to know what, when, where, why, and how, and what did you treat them with before, and why do you need this drug, and why can't you use this other drug, and so yes, there's a lot of, I guess, wheel spinning. That's a lot of lost productivity.
Dr. Michael Nash, an oncologist at the Baptist Cancer Center, says even if an insurance company okays a drug he prescribes, there's still no guarantee the patient can afford it.
Last week I was talking to a patient who needs a drug that can offer her some significant benefit, but she was making real decisions about, well, do I pay the light bill or do I get this medication?
A horrifying choice for a cancer patient. One Nash and Marchand say they try to avoid.
You know, we take an oath, we take a Hippocratic oath, and part of that is that we're not just doctors, we're patient advocates. So like it or not, you have to get resourceful at trying to come up with ways, as you said, how do we help our patients?
For Nash, that means working to get them on assistance programs. Marchand says she relies heavily on coupons and rebates.
Those are extraordinarily tedious and they change constantly.
It can be too much for a doctor to keep track of every coupon and every rebate for every medication they prescribe, but it's something you can easily do online. First stop, GoodRx.com. It shops pharmacies for you and gets you coupons or discounts. Or try BlinkHealth.com. You search your prescription, automatically get discounts, pay for it online, then pick it up at the pharmacy of your choice.
You think, golly, you know, isn't it hard enough just to have to diagnose the stuff? And isn't it hard enough to know what's going to fix it? And hard enough to budget your time to be able to make the time for all these people to come back and check on them? No, it has to get a layer harder.
Both the doctors with whom I spoke tell me they're frustrated by the lack of justification for the cost increases.
Some of it is just difficult to explain why a drug that's been generic for 20 years has suddenly quadrupled in price.
Take doxazocin, for example, used to treat high blood pressure. The FDA approved it in 1990. So why did it shoot up 880% in 4 years?
there's no rhyme or reason to it sometimes. And it affects us all because, taxpayers, for Medicare and Medicaid, we foot the bill for some of these drugs.
So for the time being, all they can do is watch and wait to see how much higher some of these prices will go.
It's a real issue.
As patients keep shelling out more and more to stay healthy.
Unfortunately, I just had to suck it up because I wanted that for my daughter. But the average person really can't do that. You just can't. It's expensive.
Congress is watching those drug companies and the price increases very closely. So I reached out to the Texas congressional delegation to find out what they're doing to protect consumers. You can read their responses on our website, 12newsnow.com. That's also where you'll find a database of 100 different drugs, branded and generic, so you can take a look at those price increases. In the studio, Brandy Smith, 12 News.